The concept of Earth Hour is to have lights go off in cities all over the world, in our particular case starting in Sydney and then rippling right around the world so that everyone in the world can see that everyone else is concerned about climate change and sustainability. So Earth Hour started in Sydney in 2007, one city. The next year in 2008, all the cities of Australia plus 35 countries. The year after, 88 countries. And on Saturday night, we'll see more than 120 countries. Maybe 1 billion people will see what's happening with regard to Earth Hour. Look, for Australians, climate change and the issues around climate change are incredibly important. We are going to be the most impacted developed nation on Earth. If we don't act now, and if we don't think about how we will have to adapt, we are going to be left behind. We must get on the front foot and tackle climate change.
Earth Hour initially called upon national leaders to be responsible at Copenhagen. National leaders failed us at Copenhagen, but the people still want that action. And Earth Hour now is calling for that global action, as well as urging people to change what they do in their day-to-day lives. So Earth Hour is at two levels. It's about what we do personally, and it's what we lobby hard to get change with our government leaders. Sydney was the first city to do Earth Hour, and then it went national, and then it went international. At the City of Sydney, yes, we are a leader, but we need much more action from our state and federal governments for Sydney to be able to say it's a leader. When we look at cities like Copenhagen or London or Toronto, they've been way out there and doing this for years. But we at the City of Sydney are absolutely committed to doing everything we can in every area of our operation to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. Well, at the City of Sydney, our sustainable program drives everything we do.
It probably will be the biggest Earth Hour ever. It's difficult to know how many cities will take part. Last year it was over 4,000, but we do know this year that there's 120 plus countries involved, and last year it was only 88. So we hope that it will be much, much bigger and stretches to every corner of the globe. Look, I think the 1 hour is symbolic. It's 1 hour in one day in 1 year, but what we're definitely starting to see across the world is a platform for leaders to talk about what they can do, not about what they can't do. When I say leaders, that could be a school kid or a mayor of a city or a business. So sort of finding leadership in different places and engaging the community on a very, very broad base in this issue. So I guess the dream with Earth Hour is always, how do you find those innovators? How do you find those leaders? How do you find the citizens who want to be part of building a more sustainable planet? If there was one group of people that we really wanted to take part in Earth Hour, it would be, the leaders that were there in Copenhagen, and not to do it just for the symbolism of it, but to show that they are listening to the global mandate for action on climate change, and hopefully inspiring them to lead over this next year with a global treaty to cut emissions and to really set us on a very concrete course towards dealing with this problem.